great gentleman, a great leader, and does a fantastic job in his country. His son, we're lucky enough to have his handsome son with us today, so it's good to see you again. We've had some quick discussions just now, and we're going to have some longer discussions after this. And the relationship with Jordan has been very strong, has been with me, and really has been with the country. But I think I've been closer than other presidents to Jordan and what Jordan represents. And it's an honor to have you and your son with us today. And if you'd like to say a few words, and thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you very much for having us in so short after your inauguration. I think just as a testament to what you said is a special relationship between our two countries and the personal relationship of friendship and trust between the two.
Baker's Dave in the house. Eric's in the house. What's up, guys? A goofball's in the house. What's up?
Two of us. Mr. President, I truly believe that with all the challenges that we have in the Middle East, that I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region. And it is, I think, our collective responsibility in the Middle East to continue to work with you, to support you, to achieve those lofty goals. So I'm very delighted to be here. And as you said, sir, we've got some very interesting discussions ahead of us.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, many people in the region, especially Jordan, are worried about the annexation of the West Bank. Will you give His Majesty the King guarantee that you won't allow Israel to annex the West Bank? And how are you going to
I think that's going to work out very well. That's not really what we're talking about today. I think that's something that's going to work out automatically, and it's in good shape. And we discuss it. Other people have discussed it with us and with me. That's going to work out. West Bank is going to work out very well.
Mr. President, why should the king take in the Palestinian people? He's made clear he doesn't want to.
Well, I don't know, but he may have just something to say because we discussed just briefly. I think maybe you want to say it now, or?
Well, Mr. President, I think we have to keep in mind that there is a plan from Egypt and the Arab countries. We're being invited by Mohammed bin Salman to discussions in Riyadh. I think the point is how do we make this work in a way that is good for everybody? Right. Obviously, we have to look at the best interests of the United States, of the people in the region, especially to my people of Jordan. And we're going to have some interesting discussions today. I think one of the things that we can do right away is take 2,000 children that are either cancer children or in a very ill state to Jordan as quickly as possible, and then wait for, I think, the Egyptians to present their plan on how we can work with the president to.
Wow. So Jordan has gone from wanting no Palestinians to today they agreed to take 2,000 Palestinians. Wow.
Work on all kinds of challenges.
So you're
I want to tell you, excuse me, wait, just please. I didn't know that what you just said, 2,000 children with cancer or other problems. And that's really a beautiful gesture. That's really good, and we appreciate it. And we'll be working on the rest with Egypt. I think you're going to see some great progress. I think with Jordan, you're going to see some great progress. There's three of us, and we'll have some others helping, and we're going to have some others at a very high level helping, and the whole thing will come. It's not a complex thing to do. And with the United States being in control of that piece of land, a fairly large piece of land, you're going to have stability in the Middle East for the first time. And the Palestinians, or the people that live now in Gaza, will be living beautifully in another location. They're going to be living safely. They're not going to be killed, murdered, and having to leave every 10 years, because I've been watching this for so many years. It's nothing but trouble. Everyone's being killed. True. They're being robbed. It's like living in hell. And they're going to end up having a great home, great families that don't have to get mugged and killed and beaten up and harassed by Hamas and everybody else. And I know we'll be able to work something. And what you just said about the 2,000 is fantastic. It's so beautiful. It's music to my ears. But we're going to be able to work something, and I know we'll be able to work something also with I believe, not 100%, but 99%. We're going to work out something with Egypt.
But Mr. President, during your election, it's clear taxpayer dollars won't be used for this. So what money are you going to use to buy Gaza?
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace. And
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it. And we're going to keep it. Wow.
And there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it. And we're going to run it very properly, and eventually we'll have economic development at a very large scale, maybe the largest scale on that site. And we'll have lots of good things built there, including hotels and office buildings and housing and other things. And we'll make that site into what it should be. And the people from Gaza who wouldn't be able to be there for years, because you're talking about just to get it and prepare it and to take care of all of the problems that currently.
It's amazing that he's still on this idea of American taking over Gaza. And now he's been pushing the idea for a couple of weeks, or a week or two, a week and a half at least. And there hasn't really been any really argument against it or any actual response back to it. You know, it's amazing. Now he's been pushing this for a week and there's been no pushback.
It has, as you know, tunnels. Pretty smart. People are in those tunnels, and you have some good people and some bad people, and you.
No, I've been working, Makers Dave. I got a job, man.
May have hostages right now. You know, you have the hostages possibly there. They don't know where they are. And, you know, I have a Saturday deadline, and I don't think they're going to make the deadline personally. I think they want to play tough guy, but we'll see how tough they are. But it's going to be a wonderful thing. It's going to be wonderful for the Middle East. I think it'll turn the Middle East. I think you're going to have peace in the Middle East. You're going to eventually have peace in the Middle East.
Couldn't this deadline risk undermining the talks that you're having with the king today, and risk the kind of wider peace that you're trying to?
Because we're not talking about a big situation. We're talking about something that can go very quickly. We're talking about it's going to go quickly. It's not going to take a long time, okay? That's not going to take a long time. You know bullies? You know what a bully is, right? You know, the bully, I've always, and I found it throughout my life, a bully is the weakest person. And they're bullies. Hamas is bullies. The weakest people are bullies. You know that, right? All right, go ahead.
Mr. President, you were saying that Palestinians will live somewhere else safe. Where exactly do you want them to live?
Well, it's not where I want them to live. It's going to be where we ultimately choose as a group. And I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Jordan. I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Egypt. We may have someplace else, but I think when we finish our talks, we'll have a place where they're going to live very happily and very safely. And, you know, don't forget, they only want to be on the Gaza Strip because they don't know anything else. They've never had an alternative. And they don't want to be on the Gaza Strip, but they have no choice. They have to be. And they're being killed there at levels that nobody's ever seen. No place in the world is as dangerous as the Gaza Strip. They don't want to be there. They have no alternative. When they have an alternative, not one person will want to stay where they are. Nobody wants to stay there. They're living in hell. It's a death trap.
Mr. President, how do you know that the Palestinians don't want?
PM, what's up, PM? What another crazy day in the White House. Oh, I know, PM. We're going to watch this one, and then we're going to watch Elon and Trump. And it's just every day. It's so amazing to have a president again. Jordan and Egypt are supposedly allies. It's nice to see this happening even as their aid is cut. That's how it should have been. Yeah, seriously.
To leave their land. Some people say this is ethnic cleansing. You won't be able to force them to leave their land.
We're moving them to a beautiful location where they have new homes, where they can live safely, where they'll have doctors and medical.
TLS, what's up?
And all of those things, and I think it's going to be great. Yeah, any questions?
King Abdullah, what do you think about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Do you want to see the U.S. own the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, the president is looking at Egypt coming to present their plan. As I said, we will be in Saudi Arabia to discuss how we can work with the president and with the United States. So I think let's wait until the Egyptians can come and present to the president and not get ahead of ourselves.
And is there a parcel of land in Jordan that you're willing to have Palestinians?
Well, I think what we said, I have to look at the best interests of my country. I think the president is very happy that we do this thing with 2,000 children as quickly as possible. And again, I believe that the president is looking forward to getting a group of us Arabs here to discuss.
In other words, dude, he's not going to answer your question. This guy's as politician as politician's politician, as far as I can tell.
The overall plan.
And last question, the 2,000 children, are those from the Gaza Strip?
Absolutely, from the Gaza Strip.
Are you willing to change your mind, Mr.
That's
President?
from the Gaza Strip, the 2,000.
Are you willing to change your mind if you hear the Egyptian and the Arab plan end of the month? If they present you something different, are you open to
I
another
think
plan?
we sort of have gone down the line. We know pretty much what is going to be presented.
Is that right? Guess I didn't think. I'm pretty sure as a federal judge, you're not allowed to donate to politicians. Federal judge, FEC, donating to Biden. Are you talking about this story? Used to be a major Dem donor? Are you talking about this one, guess, where they previously donated? Because they're not, I don't think they're allowed to donate while they're a sitting. I don't think as a sitting federal judge, you can't donate to politicians. So I'm pretty. You're saying they donated to Biden and Harris last cycle. What's your source on that one, guess? I haven't seen that. The only news article I saw just said from the previously was a donor. Unless they did it, they donated in 2020, you're saying, and then they became federal judges after that. Let's see. Democrat donors. All right, where at? Which one is it? Do you know which one of these? Where at in here does it say that they donated while they were a sitting federal judge? Let's see. D-O-N. Prior to becoming a judge, Jackson donated $1,500 to Democrats. Okay, a Democrat donor. McConnell donated hundreds of thousands to Democrat campaigns while he was in private practice until 2009. He donated in 2006. Okay. Donald. Those are the only mentions of donations. Biden, Harris. Let's see. Huh. I don't see in that article, at least, where it says that they donated while they were sitting federal judges.
And I think it's going to be something that's going to be magnificent for the Palestinians.
They can't PM. Federal judges can't donate. They may have donated before they became federal judges, is my guess. I didn't see anything saying I didn't see anything they said they donated while they were federal judges. I'm assuming this was just before they, which is, you know, I would assume almost every single federal judge has donated prior to becoming a federal judge to political candidates. Would be my guess.
Be in love with it
because the only way you get appointed to federal judge is by donating, right? Like I've donated to lots of Republicans, and someday I might get appointed to become a federal judge. It's like that's how the system works.
I did very well with real estate. I can tell you about real estate. They're going to be in love with it.
But Mr. President, doesn't concern you that moving 2 million people from there?
It's a very small number of people relative to other things that have taken place over the decades and centuries. It's a very small number of people, and they're living a terrible life. Look at the way they're living now. Nobody's living like that in the entire world. They're living under buildings that are mostly fallen down and will continue to fall down. And they're living under. People are being killed every day. The conditions are horrible. There are no conditions anywhere in the world that are worse than the Gaza Strip right now.
But don't you have concern that you can destabilize Jordan and
you said all
Egypt?
hell will break out if all the hostages are not released on Saturday. What did you mean by that? And are you encouraging Netanyahu to walk away from this deal? Have you talked about this with him?
So I've looked at at the condition of people coming out of the hostage situation, and it's horrible. I looked at the before and after yesterday. 3 young men. One is dead now, as you know. The older gentleman who died, which everybody said he was alive and well, he's dead. But the 3 young men, and I looked at them from a short while ago, and I looked at them now. They're emaciated.
Arctic Mule, what's up? Agree with the Gaza plan, or is it getting too involved in things outside of America? Well, it's definitely not. It's definitely not the second, getting too involved in things outside. It's definitely not that, because it involved Trump's plan is for Gaza to become America, right? So it's like it would, like, Gaza would no longer be outside of America. It would be America. Arctic Mule. So it's definitely not that. Do I agree with the plan? Like, in terms of, do I agree that it would be a good thing if all the Palestinians had wonderful, wonderful lives and wonderful housing and wonderful places to live, and all moved to Jordan and Egypt and were wonderful and happy, and that Gaza was totally cleaned up and became this wonderful, wonderful place, and everybody loved it and everybody was happy? Of course. Who would disagree? Who would oppose all of those wonderful things from now? Do I think that's likely to happen? No, of course not. So I don't know. I mean, what other sort of questions do you have about it? I view the whole thing as it's Donald Trump thinking outside of the box, pushing for territorial expansion, and opening a negotiation as a part of the art of the deal. That's what it really is, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
They look like Holocaust survivors. They looked, I mean, they'll get better, but they're in rough shape. They were treated really badly, and we've heard things from them since. And I think the reason that Hamas is playing so cute is because they saw the reaction to these three people that came out, and the other ones. Look, the one young lady had her hand blown off practically, and they were not in great shape either. But she's missing her fingers and a big part of her hand. You know what she did? She was stopping a bullet that was aimed at her. She went like that, and it blew off her hand. No, I think I think they want time, because I think the people that they have living are in such bad shape, because they're sending the most healthy people out because they don't want to send the least healthy people out. And there was an uproar when they saw the people from yesterday. So these people are, so I don't want to do 2 and then we do another 2 in another week and then we do 4 in 3 weeks. No. They either have them out by Saturday at 12 o'clock or all bets are off.
Mr. President,
would you still consider withholding aid to those countries if they don't accept your plans to accept?
Well, I don't want to say that, because we've had such a good relationship and we're doing so well just in the short time that we've been talking. I mean, the king just made a statement. I didn't ask him to do that, about literally saving 2,000 young children from the Gaza Strip. We didn't know about that. You didn't know about that. Nobody did, except for the king and his son. I assume you told your son, right? And I just thought it was great. No, I think we'll do something. I don't have to threaten with money. We contribute a lot of money to Jordan and to Egypt, by the way, a lot, to both. But I don't have to threaten that. I think we're above that. I do believe we're above that. So.
Would you consider other countries, not Jordan and Egypt? There was talks about.
By the way, just yesterday, he was asked that exact same question. He said, yeah, of course I'll withhold it if they don't do what I ask. So, wow. Donald Trump being much nicer today than he was yesterday, but that's after he had that convo. Isn't it refreshing having a president that gets it done instead of a corpse in chief? Like, oh, it's incredible, PM. It's like we finally have it's like we have a president again. You know, it's like, wow, we finally have a president that can meet with foreign leaders, that can have press conferences, that can do presidential statements, that can do Oval Office statements, etc. It's really nice to have a president again. Trump is actually using U.S. power. All Biden did for 4 years was let countries get attacked while he mispronounced. Exactly, Eric. Exactly. Donald Trump is simply wielding the power that the United States has. Absolutely. CBS lost their motion to dismiss the $10 billion legal action. Good. Garlic Press. What up, Garlic? I agree.
But Indonesia, Albania, other places.
Yeah, sure. And we have other countries that want to get involved. We have a lot of people that want to get involved. There's a great sense of wanting to help the Palestinians. There's a lot of good countries out there, people that rule those countries with big hearts, and this gentleman is at the top of the list.
And if they don't want to leave, how are you going to force them, Mr. President?
Oh, they're going to be great. They're going to be very happy.
Can you,
Your Majesty, should we
May I-
expect that the Jordanian response would be part of a coordinated Arab response?
The response will be from a multitude of countries, Arab, international. I know the Europeans want to step in. And again, we'll probably have to look to the help of the United States to make sure that COGAT, which is the clearing agency on the Israeli side, makes it as efficient as possible. Because 2,000 kids, the best way to get to them is by helicopters and get them straight to our institutions. And I also believe that quite a few countries would also probably like to take some of those kids and have them treated in their hospitals. So we also launched this ASAP.
Yes, and that's right. This should have been done by the Biden administration, but, you know, they didn't do anything. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. So this should have been done by the Biden administration. This should have never happened.
Totally, Guess. That's what... Okay, Guess, I don't know if I told you this or if I was talking, if you were here when I was saying this, but like my dad's theory, which I thought was a good idea or theory, was that Donald Trump's entire strategy and entire goal with his proposal for America to take over Gaza, et cetera, is simply to expose all of the Arabs, because they've all immediately said, no, we can't do that. We don't want them. We don't want any Palestinians. So now the whole world gets to see all of the Arab countries surrounding Israel and Gaza out there claiming, no, we don't want any Palestinians, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, okay, now we see how it really is.
October 7th would have never happened if I were president. Zero chance of happening. You wouldn't have had that whole mess where the Middle East got blown up, and you wouldn't have had Ukraine and Russia fighting. That would have never happened. And by the way, we're making good progress there, I think. I really think we're making some very good progress.
Mr. President, you said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza.
What is that?
There's no reason to buy. There is nothing to buy. It's Gaza. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to
cherish it.
Eventually,
we're going to cherish it. This is incredible, man. It's just amazing. Like, wow. And what's amazing is that there's still no response to it. And so this idea, what's amazing is that this idea of America owning Gaza, this idea of America becoming the owner of Gaza and Gaza becoming part of America, that idea is now cementing in and sitting in with people, because now Trump has been saying it nonstop for a week or so, or 2 weeks, and nobody has responded. Nobody's pushed back. Nobody, at least as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm sure there have been, but not largely, not in major ways, not in effective ways. And so now that idea of America owning Gaza is now like cemented in people's minds. Very effective by Trump.
A lot of jobs are going to be created for the people in the Middle East. It's going to be for the people in the Middle East, but I think it can be a diamond. It can be an absolute tremendous asset for the Middle East, and you're going to have peace. It's going to bring.
Oh, Prologue. This press conference has been going very, very well. Both the King of Jordan and Trump have both been very, very happy. They've both been saying very, very nice things to each other. No, I mean, I don't think the King of Jordan is upset at anything about Trump is saying here. The King of Jordan is actually, and Trump are actually getting along quite well here and really working together quite well.
Peace in the Middle East. Gaza, the way it is right now, every 10 years you're going to have the same thing happening. Yep. I've watched it so long, all the death and destruction of Gaza. The civilization's been wiped out in Gaza. No, it's going to be a tremendous thing. It's fronting on the sea. It's going to be a great economic development job. It's going to put people to work, a lot of people to work. And those people are all going to be from the Middle East.
And just to follow up with one on that for King Abdullah, can you clarify again, sir, how do you feel about the U.S. taking Gaza, as the president said?
Well, again, this is something that we, as Arabs, will be coming to the United States with something that we're going to talk about later to discuss all these options.
And Mr. President, take it under what authority? It is sovereign territory.
Under the U.S. authority.
And Mr. President, would you
under the U.S. authority?
see seek to personally develop property in Gaza after this happens?
No, I've had a great career in real estate.
Mr. President,
You know, when you've done what I've done in the last number of years, including the 4 years that we should have been doing something else, frankly, because people see that now for sure. But when you've done what I've done, you can just do more good for people when you're president. When you're president, we can do things. This is all things that should have been done, but actually things that shouldn't have had to be done. Gaza, absolutely, it would have been so great if the Biden administration would have started this. But actually, in all fairness to them, they should have never let it happen. It did happen. And because of the fact that they let this happen, this catastrophe of October 7th, something like this becomes practical and very real, meaning the development and all of the things that I've talked about with respect to the Gaza Strip. If you didn't have the October 7th catastrophe, and it was a horrible catastrophe, then probably you wouldn't be talking about that. But the only thing I can say is this is going to bring stability and peace to the Middle East. And ultimately, when it's developed, which will be in quite a while from now, because we want to let things calm down. But when it's developed, it's going to bring tremendous numbers of jobs to the Middle East, including the people of your country.
So
What if it does not bring peace to the Middle East? There are many Palestinians, even though you say that everything is going to be beautiful, everything is going to be lovely, they're not going to want to go back. There are going to be people who want to go back and feel like that it is their right to do that. You haven't said, will there be any type of repercussions or anything that happens?
We don't think that's going to happen. We think people are going to be very happy, thrilled. A lot of those people that you're talking about are going to end up maybe living there and maybe working there, but it'll be in a different form. We have had tremendous support for this project, and we think the biggest asset of the project is going to bring peace ultimately to the Middle East. All right.
Mr. President, one last question.
Go ahead, behind you. And you've asked enough.
Mr. President, one of your promises on the campaign trail is to bring peace to the Middle East. It was a promise to your Arab voters here. The Arab voters in the United States oppose this. What do you say to that?
Well, you know, if you look at Michigan, where we have a large Arab population, as you know, I was just telling the king that we won. As you know, I won the Arab population. Now, when I started off, I wasn't leading, and when I finished, a few months later, we started campaigning in Michigan. And when I finished, we won it by a tremendous amount, by 30 points. So my relationship with the Arab population has been fantastic. And my relationship with the Middle East is very good with all the countries, just about all the countries. Let's see, I would say all the countries. And they all want to do something, and they want to see peace in the Middle East. All the stories you hear about the Middle East not really wanting peace, that they want war, they want this, they want to go a certain place. Let me tell you, those stories are false. They want to have peace. I know them all very well. They want to have peace. They want to have a good life like other people. And this will be a big factor in bringing peace to the Middle East. Thank you very much, everybody.
Fantastic. Donald Trump killing it as always, getting it done. All right, here's Elon and Trump.
So thank you very much. We had a busy day today. The king just left, and we've had a great discussion, terrific discussion concerning Gaza and everything else. We had discussions also about Saturday at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a big moment. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much happening with these people, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to be signing a very important deal today. It's Doge, and I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking. Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I said, we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges because that's a very serious. I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So the at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of this of presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to, if you sorry. So I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges because that's a very serious. I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So the at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge, and I think a significant part of this of presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, we would have to, if you sorry. So I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes. If there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy. This is not to say that there are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And if you looked at this, if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of.
Yo, Winter Sons. What up, Winter Sons? Howdy, lecture. Howdy, Winter Sons. Welcome. Yo, Numb, guitar player. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for being here. Our tax dollars shouldn't be spent on progressive causes. I agree. Basil, what's up, Basil? Good to see you. Democrats are not just destroying USA, they're destroying... Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely, Basil. Leftist Marxists destroyed the Russian culture and people. They destroyed the Chinese Russian culture, or the Chinese people and culture, like you name it.
Government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any
Bad Boys 45's in the house. What's up, my man? Welcome.
Elected representative. And this is not something that people want, and it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix. And then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit. And if
we got done watching President Donald Trump and King Abdullah of Jordan, and now it's President Donald Trump and X and Elon Musk in the Oval Office doing a press conference.
If we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that
correct, we are going
the
bankrupt.
Interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we spend a lot of money on defense. But and if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is, like, it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right,
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position. which is, what happened to USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why.
Pelosi has left the chat. Goku Gaines, what's up?
Come from. And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So we're looking at say we just if you look at say Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code.
Me too, Goku Gaines.
Massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take...
A do not pay list where they actually are getting payments? Oh yeah, I'm so pissed off at the ABA. Guess what a joke the ABA has become.
Up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation. It can take up to a year to get on the list, and even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present. So you say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy. When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization, so then you understand the motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain. And the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So then when you understand that, then it makes sense. Oh, that's why everything they approve all the payments at Treasury. Because if you approve all the payments, you don't get complaints. But now we're saying that, no, actually, we are going to complain. If money is spent badly, if your taxpayer dollars are not spent in a sensible and frugal manner, then that's not okay. Your tax dollars need to be spent wisely on things that matter to the people. I mean, these things, it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical. I think it's really just saying, let's look at each of these expenditures and say, is this actually in the best interest of the people? And if it is, it's approved. If it's not, we should think about it. So, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. So, that's a case where, like, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two. And then there's a whole bunch of Social Security payments where there's no identifier.
Did you know the ABA was getting tens of millions from USAID? No, I did not know that. I wonder how many people will be taking extended trips overseas soon for official business in non-extradition countries. I'd say a number. How can one of the most powerful groups in the U.S., the ABA, needs... First of all, the ABA I don't think is very powerful. I really don't think it is. The ABA has not a lot of power. Listening to people defend NGOs again, it's kind of irrelevant, really. I mean, they put out their stupid little statement. Nobody cares. It's not going to have any effect. Donald Trump is not... Donald Trump didn't even hear about the ABA statement. Like, they don't have any power. It's hilarious, isn't it, Altair? They're just so angry. They're just so angry that we're looking at money and trying to follow the money and auditing spending and trying to figure out where money is going. And oh, it's so horrible. It's so horrible. What a joke. It'd be cool to work at Doge. I would need a CC license, so the Lutz has already made death threats against their junior analysts. Oh yeah. No, I mean that's why you really gotta have a lot of respect and stuff for people that are willing to undergo that. And I mean, I've even experienced it to like a very small degree in terms of, you know, I get nasty comments online and so, you know, not a big deal. But like obviously what they're dealing with is, you know, 10 million times worse, but it's like I sort of understand like the motivation to not get involved and just try to hang your head low because dude, I don't want to deal with like crazy lunatic leftist Marxist communists who want to kill me and rape my family and crap like that. Like it's a giant drinking club. Sounds like you know quite a bit about it, Proa. Are you a member?
Identifying information? Well, like, why is there no identifying information?
Hopefully a lot, TLS. Hopefully a lot.
I want to make sure that people who deserve to receive Social
right,
Security
Basil, right.
it, and that they receive it quickly and accurately. Also, another crazy thing. So, you know, one of the things is like we are trying to sort of right-size the federal bureaucracy, just make sure that this obviously there need to be a lot of people working for the federal government, but not as many as currently. So we're saying, well, okay, well, let's if people can retire, you know, with full benefits and everything, that would be good. They can retire, get their retirement payments, everything. And then we were told, this is actually, I think, great.
You'd have to assume so, Num, yeah.
The most number of people that could retire possibly in a month is 10,000. We're like, well, why is that? Well, because all the retirement paperwork is manual on paper. It's manually calculated, then written down on a piece of paper. Then it goes down a mine. I'm like, what do you mean a mine? Like, yeah, there's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork. And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. It looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down and then sometimes, and then nobody can retire. Doesn't that sound crazy? There's like 1,000 people that work on this. So I think if we take those people and say, like, you know what, instead of working in a mine shaft and carrying manila envelopes to
I think I saw some posts about that, Guess. 1.5 million. They got nothing out of it other than a couple of Connor Point streams.
You know, boxes in a mine shaft. You could do practically anything else. And you would add to the goods and services of the United States in a more useful way. So anyway, so I think, you know, that's an example. Like at a high level, if you say, like, how do we increase prosperity? Is we get people to shift from roles that are low to negative productivity to high productivity roles. And so increase the total output of goods and services, which means that there's a higher standard of living available for everyone. That's the actual goal. Everyone's very quiet. So are people normally this quiet?
Your detractors, Mr. Musk.
I have to what?
Including a lot of Democrats.
I have detractors?
You do, sir.
I don't believe it.
Say that you're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all,
Donald Trump literally bursts out laughing in the reporter's face. No, it's not a hostile takeover. Donald Trump was elected by a majority of the American people. Get out of here.
You couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted.
Even though my statement right there was incorrect, just let it slide. Just let it slide, guys.
You know, we have a majority of the public.
No, the reality is, Num, what I was thinking when he said that is actually, yeah. When you're in the Oval Office, and somebody's speaking behind the Resolute desk, yeah, it is normally this quiet. Elon Musk just finds it very unnerving because he's not used to it. He's not used to this at all.
Voting for President Trump.
How badly will Elon Musk want to be president after having these types of experiences?
We won the House, we won the Senate. the people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally. The people voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, that people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for, and that's what democracy is all about.
Mr. Musk, the White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are in effect policing yourself? What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, we post our actions to the Doge handle on X and to the Doge website. So all of our actions are maximally transparent. In fact, I don't think there's been, I don't know of a case.
True, Altair. Yeah.
An organization has been more transparent than the Doge organization. So, and the kind of things we're doing are, I think, very, very simple and basic. They're not, what I mentioned, for example, about Treasury, just making sure that payments that go out, taxpayer money that goes out, is categorized correctly, that the payment is explained, that organizations on the do not pay list, which takes a lot to get there, that actually are not paid, which currently they are paid. These are not individual judgment decisions. These are about simply having sensible checks and balances in the system itself to ensure that taxpayer money is spent well. So it's got nothing to do with, like, say, a contract with some company of mine at all.
But if there is a conflict of interest when it comes to you yourself, for instance, you've received billions of dollars in federal contracts. When it comes to the Pentagon, for instance, which the president, I know, has directed you to look into.
Yeah.
Are you policing yourself in that? Is there any sort of accountability check and balance in place that would provide any transparency for the American people?
Well, all of our actions are fully public. So if you see anything, you say, like, wait a second, hey, that seems like maybe that's, there's a conflict there. It's not like people are going to be shy about saying that. They'll say it immediately.
Including you yourself.
Yes. But transparency is what will.
Elon Musk, it's like, dude, sometimes, like, I wish, like, people like Elon Musk were lawyers, because it's like, dude, answer the question, and you answer the question this way. She's asking you, are there any checks and balances on your conflicts of interest? You answer that by saying, yes, there are lots of checks and balances on my conflicts of interest. Number one, I do it myself. Number two, I have my own lawyer do it. Number three, you answer it more like, number one, everything we do is public. So that in and of itself is, yes, there is a check and a balance on my on conflicts of interest, because everything I'm doing for Doge is public, and everybody in the public, every single citizen in America, has a chance to review all actions publicly and to assert whether a conflict exists. And so that's a number one. That's a check and a balance. And it's like, instead of it's like, it's coming off as he's like refusing to answer the question. It's coming off as like he's deflecting. It's like, dude, just answer the straight question. Yes, there are lots of different checks and balances. I'm not just policing myself. I've got lots of lawyers are looking at this stuff. The entire White House is looking at all this stuff. All the agencies and the bureaucrats are looking at all this stuff. All this stuff is being posted online. Everything we do is public. The media is reviewing all this stuff. Yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of checks and balances on my conflict of interest analysis. Answer it that way instead of coming off all cagey.
Builds trust, not simply somebody asserting trust. So not somebody saying they're trustworthy, but transparency, so you can see everything that's going on. And then you can see, am I doing something that benefits one of my companies or not? It's totally obvious.
And if we thought that, we would not let him do that segment or look in that area. If we thought there was a lack of transparency or a conflict of interest. And we watch that also. He's a big businessman. He's a successful guy. That's why we want him doing this. We don't want an unsuccessful guy doing this. Now, one thing also that Elon hasn't really mentioned are the groups of people that are getting some of these payments. They're ridiculous. And we're talking about billions of dollars that we've already found. We found fraud and abuse. I would say those two words as opposed to the third word that I usually use, but in this case, fraud and abuse. It's abusive because most of these things are virtually made up, or certainly money shouldn't be sent to them. And you know what I'm talking about. It's crazy. So, but we're talking about tens of billions of dollars that we've already found. And now a judge who's an activist judge wants to try and stop us from doing this. Why? Why would they want to do that? I campaigned on this. I campaigned on the fact that I said government is corrupt. And it is very corrupt. It's very, very, it's also foolish. As an example, a man has a contract for 3 months and the contract ends, but they keep paying him for the next 20 years, because nobody ends a contract. You got a lot of that. You have a contract that's a 3-month contract. Now, normally, if you're in a small, in all fairness, it's the size of this thing is so big. Yeah. But if you have a contract and you're in a regular business, you end the contract in 3 months. It's a consultant. Here's a contract for 3 months, but it goes on for 20 years. And the guy doesn't say that he got money for 20 years. They don't say it. They just keep getting checks month after month. And you have various things like that, and even much worse than that.
I'm with you, Num. You know how we've all sort of sensed and sort of known that all these leftist causes and leftist things that are being pushed, it's all been astroturfed, it's all been fake. It's not been a true grassroots movement, and we've all sort of known, and the conservatives are all just kind of flabbergasted. How is this stuff getting passed when we know that only like 10 or 20% of the people support this stuff? And now we know. The taxpayer dollars we're paying to push all that crazy stuff.
Actually, much worse. And I guess you call that incompetence, maybe. Yeah. It could be corruption. It could be a deal's made on both sides, where the guy gets the money, he kicks. I think there's a lot of kickback here. I see a lot of kickback here.
There's a lot of kickback.
A tremendous kickback, because nobody could be so stupid to give out some of these contracts. Yeah. So he has to get a kickback. So that's what I got elected for, that and borders and military and a lot of things, but this is a big part of it. And I hope that the court system is going to allow us to do what we have to do. We got elected to among other things, find all of this fraud, abuse, all of this horrible stuff going on. And we've already found billions of dollars, not like a little bit, billions, many billions of dollars. And when you get down to it, it's going to be probably close to $1 trillion. It could be close to $1 trillion that we're going to find. That will have quite an impact on the budget. And you'll go to a judge where they handpick a judge, and he has certain leanings. I'm not knocking anybody for that, but he has certain leanings. And he wants us to stop looking. How do you stop looking? I mean, we've already found it. We have a case in New York where a hotel has paid $59 million, $59 million because it's housing migrants, illegal migrants. All illegal, I believe.
And they were being paid twice the normal room rate at 100% occupancy.
Unbelievable.
So it's a racket.
Mr. Musk, can I ask a question?
Well, if I may sort of just going for the president's comments, at a high level, okay, well, what are the two ingredients that are really necessary in order to cut the budget deficit in half from 2 trillion to 1 trillion? And it's really two things: competence and caring. And if you add competence and caring, you'll cut the budget deficit in half. And I fully expect to be scrutinized and get a daily proctology exam, basically. Might as well just camp out there. So it's not like I think I can get away with something. I'll be scrutinized nonstop. But with support of the president, we can cut the budget deficit in half from 2 trillion to 1, and then with deregulation, because there's a lot of sort of regulations that don't ultimately serve the public good. We need to free the builders of America to build. And
$2 trillion every year, Basil. It's insane. The human mind can't comprehend. I'm convinced that the human mind, no human mind can comprehend and fully grasp just how gargantuan the federal government is and how gargantuan our deficit is and how out of control this whole thing has gotten.
If we do that, that means I think we can get the economic growth to be maybe 3-4%, maybe 5%. And that means if you can get $1 trillion of economic growth and you cut the budget deficit by $1 trillion.
Exactly, Num. Exactly, Num. Exactly. Yeah, Num, PM. I'm going to, I don't know what I was just saying there. PM, great comment. I'm going to tweet that out. Go virus on it. Go virus on the backs of p.m. Leaking info to cartels is evil, 100%.
Between now and next year, there is no inflation. There's no inflation in 26. And if the government is not borrowing as much, it means that interest costs decline. So everyone's, the mortgage, their car payment, their credit card bills, anything, their student debt, the monthly payments drop. That's a fantastic scenario for the average American. I mean, imagine they're going down the grocery aisle and the prices from one year to the next are the same, and their their mortgage, all their debt payments dropped. How great is that for the average American?
We had
That's
no
what we're
idea. We had no idea we were going to find this much, and it's open. It's not like complicated. It's
not
simple
that
stuff.
complicated.
It's
a
like
lot of work.
You can't believe it. A lot of work, a lot of smart people involved. Very, very smart people. But you're talking about anywhere maybe $500 billion. It's crazy the kind of numbers you're talking about. You know, normally when you're looking at something, you'll find you're looking for 1 out of 100. Here, you're almost reversing it. You look for one that's good, and you can look at the title, and you say, "Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that?" And the public gets it. You know, the public gets it. You've seen the polls. The public is saying, "Why are we paying all this money? This for years. This has gone on." Yeah, go ahead. Wait, go ahead.
Senator Rand Paul today said that DOJ cuts will ultimately need a vote in Congress. Do you agree with that? Is that the plan?
I really don't know. I know this. We're finding tremendous fraud and tremendous abuse. If I need a vote of Congress to find fraud and abuse, it's fine with me. I think we'll get the vote, although there'll be some people that wouldn't vote. And how could a judge want to hold us back from finding all of this fraud and finding all of this incompetence? Why would that happen? Why would even Congress want to do that? Now, Congress, if we do need a vote, I think we'd get a very easy vote because we have
Totally believe it, guitar player. 100% believe it.
a track record now. We've already found billions of dollars of abuse, incompetence, and corruption. A lot of corruption.
If a judge does block one of your policies, part of your agenda, will you abide by that ruling? Will you comply?
Well, I always abide by the courts, and then I'll have to appeal it. But then what he's done is he slowed down the momentum, and it gives crooked people more time to cover up the books. You know, if a person's crooked and they get caught, other people see that, and all of a sudden it becomes harder later on. So, yeah, the answer is I always abide by the courts, always abide by them, and will appeal. But appeals take a long time, and I would hope that a judge, if you go into a judge and you show him, here's
Feels awesome, Num.
situation,
Feels great.
We have a check to be sent, but we found it to be corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check to a person, or do you want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer? I would hope a judge would say, don't send it, give it back to the taxpayer.
Yeah, if I can add to that, what we're finding is that a bunch of the fraud is not even going to Americans. So I think we can all agree that if there's going to be fraud, it should at least go to Americans. But a bunch of the fraud rings that are operating in the United States and taking advantage of the federal government, especially in the entitlements programs, are actually foreign fraud rings. They're operating in other countries and actually exporting money to other countries. We should stop that. and this is big numbers. Talking about $100 to $200 billion a year. Serious money.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud.
That absolutely. Am I the only one that gets angry at the idea? Am I the only one absolutely incensed at the idea of fraudsters and scammers, many in foreign countries, getting hundreds of billions, maybe trillions of U.S. taxpayer dollars every year? Not sure why, but this angers me more than most things. Like it just ticks me off. It's like, dude, these people are screaming out corn pop is one bad dude. Retweeted me. Nice. You know what I mean, though? You know what I'm saying?
That you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact check this, apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere, frankly. I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really excited about. And that is really an enormous number of condoms. But if it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
Mr. Musk, can you talk about how closely you're working with agency heads as you're directing these cuts? Do they have how much input do agency heads have when you're making these decisions?
Yeah, we work closely with the agency head.
Correct, Altair. Yeah, you're making me even angrier, Altair. I'm about to blow a gasket. I'm so mad thinking about that. And meanwhile, Altair, there's scumbags and the dirtiest scumbag people on the planet that are out there, and they're getting rich, they're wealthy, they're millionaires, they're living the high life off of all that money, the taxpayer money they stole. That's what really angers me more than anything too.
That's yeah. So there are sort of checks in place. So it's not just us just going in and doing things willy nilly. It's in partnership with the agency heads, and I check frequently with the president to make sure that this is what the president wants to have happen. So we talk almost every day, and I double check things to make sure, is this something, Mr. President, you want us to do this? Then we'll do it.
USAID has been one of your main targets. Are you concerned at all that some of the cuts or that shutting that agency altogether may lead to diseases or other bigger problems starting in other countries that then come to the United States?
Yeah, so that's an interesting example. So that's something where we work closely with the State Department and Secretary Rubio. And we have, for example, turned on funding for Ebola prevention and for HIV prevention. Yes, correct. And we are moving fast, so we will make mistakes, but we'll also fix the mistakes very quickly. So,
do you see it as a worthy cause, USAID?
I think that there are some worthy things, but overall, if you say what was the bang for the buck, I would say it was not very good. And there was far too much of what USAID was doing was influencing.
Wow, guitar player, straight up evil.
Influencing elections.
Good, PM, good. Wait a minute, I think Brazil Forest and Gender Consultation Services actually deserve $9 million more from Department of Ag.
In ways that I think were dubious and do not stand the light of day.
I can just ask a follow-up to the Pentagon contracts. If you have received billions of dollars in contracts from the Pentagon, and the president's directing you to look into the Department of Defense, is that a conflict of interest?
Are going to do at the president's request.
Does that present a conflict of interest for you?
No, because you'd have to look at the individual contract and say, first of all, I'm not the one, filing the contract. It's people at SpaceX or someone who will be putting for the contract. And I'd like to say, if you see any contract where where it was awarded to SpaceX and it wasn't by far the best value for money for the taxpayer, let me know, because every one of them was.
The president said the other day that you might look at treasuries. Could you explain that a little bit? What kind of fraud, and that question goes to both of you, what kind of fraud are you expecting to see or do you see right now in U.S. treasuries?
I think you mean the Treasury Department as opposed to Treasury bills, or
also referenced treasuries on Air Force One the other night.
Go ahead. Well, as I mentioned earlier, really the first order of business is to make sure we're actually collecting. Sorry for this. Although my son might enjoy this, but he's sticking his fingers in my ears and stuff. So it's a bit hard to hear sometimes. Hey, stop that. No, the stuff we're doing with Treasury Department is so basic that you can't believe it doesn't exist already. So for example, like I mentioned, just making sure that when a payment goes out, it has to have a payment categorization code. It's like, what type of payment is this? You can't just leave the field blank. Currently, many payments, the field is left blank. And you have to describe what's the payment for, some basic rationalization. That also is left blank. So this is why, the Pentagon, when's the last time the Pentagon passed an audit? I mean, a decade ago, maybe? Ever? Really? And we want to just, in order to actually pass audits, you have to have financial information that allows you to trace the payments. And once in a while, the
no, Altair. Link it, Altair. I'll check it out.
If it thinks the payment is going to a fraudulent organization. If a company or an organization is on a do not pay list, we should not pay it. I'm sure you would agree. Like, if it's quite hard to get on that payment, the do not pay list, it means that this is someone that is like dead people, terrorists, known fraudsters, that kind of thing. We should not pay them. But currently we do, which is crazy. We should stop that.
Many transactions. And by the way, hundreds, thousands of transactions like that. We have a big team. And for the sake of the country, I hope that the person that's in charge and the other people that report to me that are in charge are allowed to do the right thing, namely make sure everything's honest, legitimate, and competent. But we're looking at just, when you look at USAID, that's one. We're going to look at the military. We're going to look at education. They're much bigger areas. But the USAID is really corrupt. I'll tell you, it's corrupt. It's incompetent, and it's really corrupt. And I can't imagine a judge saying, well, it may be corrupt, but you don't have the right. You got elected to look over the country and to, as we say, make America great again, but you don't have the right to go and look and see whether or not things are right that they're paying or that things are honest that they're paying.
Yeah, that's insane. The Democrats are out there literally saying, we want Trump and that we want the government to continue making payments that we know for a fact these are fraudulent scam fraud payments that we think that they should still be made. Knowing that they're corrupt and fraudulent payments, they should still be made. That's the Democrat position. It's insane.
Okay, people, we've discovered some incredible abuses of the budget. I mean, really, where are you getting off with these insane expenditures? $10 million spent on body positivity for Haitians in captivity, $8 million on glitter bombs for Saudi Arabian imams, and $9 million on chocolate fondue for East Ukrainian Hebrews.
They have just as much a right to chocolate fondue as anyone, you Nazi!
Well, I'm sorry, but it has to be cut.
No! If you cut $10 million from the CFEUH budget, what's next? Cutting our $3 million budget to give free McFlurries to Pakistani furries?
Well, now that you bring it up.
Oh, come on!
Oh, wow.
Some little kid.
Yeah, no, we're definitely cutting that.
This is insanity. You're letting our budget get cut by literal babies.
Because even an infant can balance these books better than you. I mean, come on, people. Come on. 50 million taxpayer dollars for Kool-Aid water fountains for North Korean accountants. Abortion on demand for pandas in Japan. 1,000 packs of Smarties for Iraqi slumber parties.
If you touch any of the Iraqi slumber
I love it. It's just it's literally like the reality is stranger than anything anybody can come up with. Everybody's trying to come up with like the most outlandish like statements of like federal spending, and nobody can match the true ones.
party budgets, I will shoot you myself.
I'm sorry, but it has to go.
This is clearly a slippery slope to canceling our program to destigmatize marijuana for Latinx folks in Uganda.
Your budget for that is $9 million, and frankly, I think you can do it for $8.
You genocidal freak!
We also definitely need to cut.
Please not. Saucy male dancers for Australians with colon cancer. No!
Yes, well, while we're at it, we're going to trim teaching Zodiac for a more gender-fluid Iraq, a high-speed train for hermaphrodites in Ukraine, welfare benefits for Aboriginal feminists, and the $12 million you're spending on sex changes for polar bears. This just says sex changes for polar bears. It doesn't even rhyme.
It didn't need to rhyme. It was important enough and it didn't need to rhyme.
The only program left in my department is $12 million to buy IUDs for corgis and bullies.
Yeah, we're going to reduce that. And one more thing. I really think we need to be spending at most half as much as we currently are on easy bake ovens for Saudi Arabian covens.
I don't want to live. I don't want to live. I don't want to live.
Don't do it. You have so much to live for.
Like what?
If it's promoting alternative fuels to Afghani polycules, I have bad news for you. Oh, and lastly, we cut all funding for free handgun ammunition for all USAID positions.
That is absolutely hysterical, man. I haven't seen something that funny in a long time. Thanks for sharing that one, Altair. Good share, good share. Wonder how much soft power is actually fraud and abuse. The percentage would probably be shocking. It is PM. Very wild time to be alive. Was that made by Daily Wire? No, guitar player. Freedom Tunes is not Daily Wire.
And nobody can even believe this. Other people, law professors, they've been saying, yeah, how can you take that person's right away? You're supposed to be running the country, but we're not allowed to look at who they're paying it to and what they're paying. We have massive amounts of fraud that we caught. I think we probably caught way over a lot of billions of dollars already in, what, 2 weeks?
Yes.
And it's going to go to numbers that you're not going to believe. And much, as I said, much is incompetence and much is dishonesty. We have to catch it. And the only way we're going to catch it is to look for it. And if a judge is going to say you're not allowed to look for it, that's pretty sad for our country. I don't understand how it could even work.
Program, can you personally guarantee that
Which one?
The buyout program, the offer to federal workers. Can you personally guarantee that the workers who opt in to resign now will be paid through September?
They'll get their money, but they're getting a good deal. They're getting a big buyout. And what we're trying to do is reduce government. We have too many people. We have office space. It's occupied by 4%. Nobody's showing up to work because they were told not to. And then Biden gave them a 5-year pass, some of them, 48,000 of them, gave them a 5-year pass. That for 5 years, you don't have to show up to work. And let me tell you, this is largely, much of this stuff is because of Biden. It's his fault.
Peekaboo, what up, Peekaboo?
What he did on our border. What he did on our border is almost not as bad as what he did with all of these contracts that have come out. It's a very sad day when we look at it. I can't even believe it. But many contracts just extend and they just keep extending, and there was nobody there to correct it. And that cannot be, I can't imagine that could be held up by the court. Any court that would say that the president or his representatives, like Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of State, whatever, doesn't have the right to go over their books and make sure everything's honest. And how can you have a country? You can't have anything that way. You can't have a business that way. You can't have a country that way. Hey, thank you very much, everybody.
Incredible, incredible work. Man, it's amazing, dude. It's like there's so much content. Okay, so Donald Trump had 2 different press conferences today. J.D. Vance gave a speech in Europe, apparently. Frickin' the House GOP leaders had a press conference. Freaking the Senate Republicans had a press conference. Oh, this is a weekly one. Tom Homan was out front giving a answering questions, holding a gaggle. Dude, it's never ending. The content is never ending. As a streamer, this is like the Super Bowl of content. Holy cow. I got to take a quick bathroom break. Give me a few.
The kind introduction, and I want to start by thanking President Macron for hosting the event and, of course, for the lovely dinner last night. During the dinner, President Macron looked at me and asked if I would like to speak, and I said, Mr. President, I'm here for the good company and free wine, but I have to earn my keep today. And I, of course, want to thank Prime Minister Modi for being here and for co-hosting the summit, for all of you for participating. And I'm not here this morning to talk about AI safety, which was the title of the conference a couple of years ago. I'm here to talk about AI opportunity. When conferences like this convene to discuss a cutting-edge technology, oftentimes I think our response is to be too self-conscious, too risk-averse. But never have I encountered a breakthrough in tech that so clearly calls us to do precisely the opposite. Now, our administration, the Trump administration, believes that AI will have countless revolutionary applications in economic innovation, job creation, national security, healthcare, free expression, and beyond. And to restrict its development now will not only unfairly benefit incumbents in the space, it would mean paralyzing one of the most promising technologies we have seen in generations. Now, with that in mind, I'd like to make 4 main points today. Number 1, this administration will ensure that American AI technology continues to be the gold standard worldwide, and we are the partner of choice for others, foreign countries, and certainly businesses as they expand their own use of AI. Number 2, we believe that excessive regulation of the AI sector could kill a transformative industry just as it's taking off, and will make every effort to encourage pro-growth AI policies. And I like to see that deregulatory flavor making its way into a lot of the conversations this conference. Number 3, we feel very strongly that AI must remain free from ideological bias, and that American AI will not be co-opted into a tool for authoritarian censorship. And finally, number 4, the Trump administration will maintain a pro-worker growth path for AI, so it can be a potent tool for job creation in the United States. And I appreciate Prime Minister Modi's point. AI, I really believe, will facilitate and make people more productive. It is not going to replace human beings. It will never replace human beings. And I think too many of the leaders in the AI industry, when they talk about this fear of replacing workers, I think they really miss the point. AI, we believe, is going to make us more productive, more prosperous, and more free. The United States of America is the leader in AI, and our administration plans to keep it that way. The U.S. possesses all components across the full AI stack, including advanced semiconductor design, frontier algorithms, and of course, transformational applications. Now, the computing power this stack requires is integral to advancing AI technology. And to safeguard America's advantage, the Trump administration will ensure that the most powerful AI systems are built in the U.S. with American-designed and manufactured chips. Now, just because we're the leader doesn't mean we want to or need to go it alone, of course. And let me be emphatic about this point. America wants to partner with all of you. And we want to embark on the AI revolution before us with a spirit of openness and collaboration. But to create that kind of trust, we need international regulatory regimes that fosters the creation of AI technology rather than strangles it. And we need our European friends in particular to look to this new frontier with optimism rather than trepidation. Now, the development of cutting-edge AI in the U.S. is no accident. By preserving an open regulatory environment, we've encouraged American innovators to experiment and to make unparalleled R&D investments. Of the $700 billion, give or take, that's estimated to be spent on AI in 2028, over half of it will likely be invested in the United States of America. Now, this administration will not be the one to snuff out the startups and the grad students producing some of the most groundbreaking applications of artificial intelligence. Instead, our laws will keep big tech, little tech, and all other developers on a level playing field. Now, with the President's recent executive order on AI, we're developing an AI action plan that avoids an overly precautionary regulatory regime while ensuring that all Americans benefit from the technology and its transformative potential. Now, we invite your countries to work with us and to follow that model if it makes sense for your nations. However, the Trump administration is troubled by reports that some foreign governments are considering tightening the screws on U.S. tech companies with international footprints. Now, America cannot and will not accept that, and we think it's a terrible mistake, not just for the United States of America, but for your own countries. The U.S. innovators of all sizes already know what it's like to deal with onerous international rules. Many of our most productive tech companies are forced to deal with the EU's Digital Services Act and the massive regulations it created about taking down content and policing so-called misinformation. And of course, we want to ensure the internet is a safe place, but it is one thing to prevent a predator from preying on a child on the internet, and it is something quite different to prevent a grown man or woman from accessing an opinion that the government thinks is misinformation. Meanwhile, for smaller firms, navigating the GDPR means paying endless legal compliance costs or otherwise risking massive fines. Now, for some, the easiest way to avoid the dilemma has been to simply block EU users in the first place. Is this really the future that we want? Ladies and gentlemen, I think the answer for all of us should be no. Now, there's no issue where we worry about more than regulation when it comes to energy. And again, I appreciated the comments of so many at the conference because they recognize that we stand now at the frontier of an AI industry that is hungry for reliable power and high-quality semiconductors. Yet too many of our friends are deindustrializing on the one hand and chasing reliable power out of their nations and off their grids with the other. The AI future is not going to be won by hand-wringing about safety. It will be won by building, from reliable power plants to the manufacturing facilities that can produce the chips of the future. Now, at a personal level, what excites me most about AI is that it is grounded in the real and the physical economy. The success of the sector isn't just a matter of smart people sitting in front of a computer screen and coding. It depends on those who work with their hands. Even as robotics will change our factories, it will certainly make our healthcare providers better at treating diseases, but it will also depend on the data produced by those healthcare providers, by those doctors and nurses. I believe it will help us create and store new modes of power in the future, but right now, AI cannot take off unless the world builds the energy infrastructure to support it. Now, it's my view that tech innovation over the last 20 years has often conjured images of smart people staring at computer screens, engineering in the world of bits. But the AI economy will primarily depend on and transform the world of atoms. Now, at this moment, we face the extraordinary prospect of a new industrial revolution, one on par with the invention of the steam engine or Bessemer steel. But it will never come to pass if overregulation deters innovators from taking the risks necessary to advance the ball. Nor will it occur if we allow AI to become dominated by massive players looking to use the tech to censor or control users' thoughts. And I'd ask if you step back a moment and ask yourself, who is most aggressively demanding that we, meaning political leaders gathered here today, do the most aggressive regulation? It is very often the people who already have an incumbent advantage in the market. And when a massive incumbent comes to us asking us for safety regulations, we ought to ask whether that safety regulation is for the benefit of our people or whether it's for the benefit of the incumbent. Now, over the last few years, we've watched as governments, businesses, and nonprofit organizations have advanced unpopular and, I believe, downright ahistorical social agendas through AI. In the U.S., we had AI image generators trying to tell us that George Washington was black or that America's doughboys in World War I were in fact women. Now, we laugh at this now, and of course it was ridiculous, but we have to remember the lessons from that ridiculous moment. And what we take from it is that the Trump administration will ensure that AI systems developed in America are free from ideological bias and never restrict our citizens' right to free speech. We can trust our people to think, to consume information, to develop their own ideas, and to debate with one another in the open marketplace of ideas. Now, we've also watched as hostile foreign adversaries have weaponized AI software to rewrite history, surveil users, and censor speech. This is hardly new, of course. As they do with other tech, some authoritarian regimes have stolen and used AI to strengthen their military, intelligence, and surveillance capabilities, capture foreign data, and create propaganda to undermine other nations' national security. I want to be clear. This administration will block such efforts, full stop. We will safeguard American AI and chip technologies from theft and misuse, work with our allies and partners to strengthen and extend these protections, and close pathways to adversaries attaining AI capabilities that threaten all of our people. And I would also remind our international friends here today that partnering with such regimes, it never pays off in the long term. From CCTV to 5G equipment, we're all familiar with cheap tech in the marketplace that's been heavily subsidized and exported.
Holy cow, you guys are still here. JD Vance killing it, though, with the AI speech, putting Europe on notice. Twitch's TOS's lecture fans USAID. No, if USAID, or if Twitch was giving me money, it would be my USAID in a corrupt manner. Just kidding. What's up, my man? Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. TLS PM num. This is JD's first big speech as VP. By comparison, Kamala Harris looks like an idiot compared to him. 100% agree. I was listening to it while I was taking a break there. I was playing my own stream on my phone and listening to JD Vance's speech as well, so I've heard most of the last 10 minutes as well. I think he's killing it. I think he's smoking him. Global chat always censors me. Yeah, right.
Supported by authoritarian regimes. But as I know, and I think some of us in this room have learned from experience, partnering with them means chaining your nation to an authoritarian master that seeks to infiltrate, dig in, and seize your information infrastructure. Should a deal seem too good to be true, just remember the old adage that we learned in Silicon Valley: if you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. Finally, this administration wants to be very clear about
what a badass. What a badass.
We will always center American workers in our AI policy. We refuse to view AI as a purely disruptive technology that will inevitably automate away our labor force. We believe, and we will fight for policies that ensure that AI is going to make our workers more productive, and we expect that they will reap the rewards with higher wages, better benefits, and safer and more prosperous communities. From law to medicine.
Love it.
Manufacturing, the most immediate applications of AI almost all involve supplementing, not replacing, the work being done by Americans. Now, combined with this administration's worker-first approach to immigration, we believe that the U.S. labor force prepared to use AI to its fullest extent will instead attract the attention of businesses that have offshored some of these roles. To accomplish this, the administration will make sure that America has the best trained workforce in the world. Our schools will teach students how to manage, how to supervise, and how to interact with AI-enabled tools as they become more and more a part of our everyday lives. And as AI creates new jobs and industries, our government, businesses, and labor organizations have an obligation to work together to empower the workers, not just of the United States, but all over the country, all over the world. To that end, for all major AI policy decisions coming from the federal government, the Trump administration will guarantee American workers a seat at the table, and we're very proud of that. Now, I've taken up enough of your time, so I'd like to close with just a quick story. This is a beautiful country, President Macron, and I know that you're proud of it and should be. And yesterday, as I was touring Les Invalides with General Gravette with my 3 kids, he was kind enough to show me the sword that belonged to America's dearest international friend from our own revolution, of course, the Marquis de Lafayette. He let me hold the sword, but of course he made me put on the white gloves beforehand. And it got me thinking of this country, France.
And none of them are smiling. This is the creepiest thing. Yo, Stacy, thanks for the follow, Stacy. Appreciate it. Welcome. It seems like there's being seeds dropped for getting the idea of using AI and blockchain for government jobs and records. Yeah, they should. Yo, I can't believe this. Why? Look at nobody is smiling. Like JD Vance is like trying to be friendly and like tell funny jokes and stuff, and nobody is smiling or laughing. They're all glaring at him and scowling at him. This is not friendly at all. You got to admit that.
And of course, of my own country, and of the beautiful civilization that we have built together with weapons like that saber. Weapons that are dangerous in the wrong hands, but are incredible tools for liberty and prosperity in the right hands. I couldn't help but think of the conference today. If we choose the wrong approach on other things that could be conceived of as dangerous, things like AI, and choose to hold ourselves back, it will alter not only our GDP or the stock market, but the very future of the project that Lafayette and the American founders set off to create. Now, this doesn't mean, of course, that all concerns about safety go out the window, but focus matters. And we must focus now on the opportunity to catch lightning in a bottle, unleash our most brilliant innovators, and use AI to improve the well-being of our nations and their peoples. With great confidence, I can say it is an opportunity that the Trump administration will not squander. And we hope everyone convened here today feels exactly the same. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Heads up.
Not bad at all there. Not bad at all there.
Well,
JD Vance
come
killing it.
on. Hey, that's
By the way, I also really support what he was saying there about his view of AI. And like what I really like is him basically saying we don't view AI as something that's gonna like put everybody out of a job. And it's like, thank you. Everybody has always been saying since every invention ever that it's gonna put people out of jobs, and people are gonna get mass unemployment because of this new thing or new invention. It's not gonna happen. It never happens.
for later.
The shots are coming.
Jeez. Yeah.
Whoa, what?
Weekend we didn't, but for Snowmageddon. Question is, are we going to get it today or not? We were supposed to get a bunch of snow last week and we didn't, but. Well, come on. Hey, that's for later.
The shots are coming.
Jeez. Yeah. Thank y'all for being here. Republicans are making America secure and competitive. This week, we will pass 2 bills, one that could help deport illegal aliens who threaten our security. The other will reverse some burdensome regulation. Raged. And I would
Terrorists they are. We have to house plan. If you think about what we're trying to do, it's caused
waning months of the Biden administration, over 1,400 unnecessary, harmful, last-minute rules were imposed. And those are things and right for the American people. What?
Weak.
John, appreciate it. Regarding the country, I'm a huge fan, and nothing would please me more than one big, beautiful bill passed by the House that did all the things we need to do to make us prosperous and safe. That is my preference. Now, what guides my thinking is the problem we have now. We're running out of money. So we had Tom Holman and Russ Vought speak to the conference today. And I'm urging the speaker to invite them over and let them tell the House what they told us. Tom Holman said, I am begging you for money. Russ Vought said that we're running out of money for ICE. We can't rob other accounts any longer. Why do we need this money? There are 300,000 children that are missing we want to find. The sooner we can find them, will end their abuse. And they're being abused while I speak. So to the American people, if you want your government to track down these 300,000 immigrant children that are missing, we need more money to do it. To the American people, if you'd like to finish the wall, we need more money to do it. If you want a more modern border, we need money to do it. If you believe that President Trump is right to track down and deport criminal aliens and clean up the mess that's been created over the last 4 years, we need more ICE agents. They gave us a summary of what $175 billion would do. It would be enough money for 4 years to implement President Trump's border agenda, immigration agenda on the security side.
Wow.
I am a fairly hawkish guy. I am telling you right now, I've never seen more threats to our nation than I do right now. We need $150 billion to help the military yesterday, and that will be part of this bill. We'll have money for the Coast Guard. We're just not going to spend $350 billion. We're going to pay for it. So what will happen tomorrow, hopefully, we'll mark up a budget resolution bill that says the Armed Services Committee will come up with a $150 billion plan to increase spending to make our military stronger and more lethal. We'll come up with a $175 billion plan to secure the border. That will be Judiciary and Homeland Security. Will enact that plan working with the administration. The other committees will be instructed by the Budget Committee to find offsets. So what will they do? They will go into mandatory spending accounts and find offsets to pay for this. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And why are we doing it tomorrow? After hearing these two gentlemen today, we're living on borrowed time. I've never been more worried about a terrorist attack on our homeland than I am now.
I mean, I think Lindsey Graham is making a pretty effective, pretty powerful case for getting a border security bill passed immediately. I think it makes sense.
Tom Holman said that the activity on the northern border is at an alarming rate. The number of suspected terrorist types have moved from the southern border to the northern border. After Tom talked about trying to find these children, half of us started to cry. You have no idea what hell these kids are going through. And the sooner we can give ICE and other people the money to free them, the better off our country will be. To my friends in the House, we're moving because we have to. I wish you the best. I want one big, beautiful bill. But I cannot and I will not go back to South Carolina and justify not supporting the president's immigration plan. We're not building a wall, folks. We're hitting a wall. They need the money, and they need it now.
Senator Capito.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, Lindsey Graham going all in poor kids. I know, PM. I agree with Lindsey Graham on that. And I agree with you, Goku Gaines. It's like, absolutely. I want $350 billion to border security and to ICE and to the military, et cetera, et cetera. And absolutely take that money from elsewhere. Cut spending elsewhere. We obviously need massive amounts of spending cuts. That's obvious.
Morning, Mr. Homan. How you doing? How you doing? We do a few with you real fast, or just real fast. Could you give us clarity about what is happening to the previous terror detainees at Gitmo? Are they being expedited, being returned to their home countries, or are they just being housed with these
Process. No, they're not being housed together. The process is still the same. The terrorists are still in the same facility. The process remains the same for them.
Is President Trump still trying to get that terror detention facility closed down so it's fully migrant detention at Guantanamo?
Not my lane. Not my lane. I'm staying with the immigration enforcement.
Mr. Homan, is the president happy with the number of arrests?
I'm not. The rest, if you look at the rest in the interior enforcement, about 3 times higher than what a year ago today. 3 times higher is good, but I'm not satisfied. There's more criminal aliens that need to be arrested, hundreds of thousands. Sanctuary cities are putting roadblocks up. We got leaks. So we need to increase the arrest of illegal aliens, especially those with criminal convictions. So we're going to continue. So 3 times higher is good. The numbers are good. For me, not good enough. We got to get more.
Mr. Homan, what's your message for the sanctuary cities you just said we're putting up roadblocks? Do you have a message for them for Chicago, for example?
Well, Attorney General Pam Bondi's going to investigate them. We're going to hold them accountable. Sanctuaries are sanctuary criminals.
Boom! What's your message for him? Attorney General Pam Bondi is going to investigate him. I don't want to hear that.
End of story. There's sanctuary for criminals. Let us in the county jail to arrest the bad guy in the safety and security of the county jail. It's safer for the alien, it's safer for the officer, it's certainly safer for the community. Any sanctuary city that purposely release public safety threats back into public is stupid. I mean, let us arrest the bad guy in the jail, because what the sanctuary cities are seeing, I already see the stories. Non-criminals are being arrested at a higher rate, and they're going to keep being arrested at a higher rate. Because we can't arrest that bad guy in the jail. We got to go to the community. When we go in the community, we're going to find the bad guy. When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that aren't a criminal priority, but they're going to get arrested too. We're not going to tell ICE agents, ignore the oath of tuck, ignore the laws of immigration enforcement, just arrest a criminal. No, we're taking everybody. So sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want: more agents in the neighborhoods and more non-criminals being arrested, because they forced us in the community.
Mr. Holman, the Pope this morning had some very harsh words for the...
I got harsh words for the Pope. Pope wants to fix the Catholic Church. I'm saying this as a lifelong Catholic. I was baptized Catholic. I was the first communion as a Catholic, confirmation as a Catholic. He ought to fix the Catholic Church and concentrate on his work and leave border enforcement to us. He wants to attack us for securing our border. He's got a wall around the Vatican, does he not? So he's got a wall around to protect his people and himself, but we can't have a wall around the United States. So I wish he'd stick to the Catholic Church and fix that and leave border enforcement to us.
Sir. Ow, boom! Mic drop on the Pope! Wow, Tom Holman is good. Wow, Tom Holman is good.
Meeting with ICE about making sure that migrants don't get back into the country. How did that go? You said you'd be talking with ICE.
No, it wasn't back in the country. There's a learning curve. I mean, I found out that ICE, some of the people they arrested, they're released back in the community because there's some of the personnel are still acting on the last 4 years of non-enforcement and releasing people for various reasons. That ends. So I've talked to ICE, and the acting director of ICE has sent instructions out, and no one's to be released after arrested without the clearance of headquarters. There's going to be a significant medical issue we can't take care of, and of course there'll be some, but the number of releases were unacceptable, and that's been fixed.
Sir, is there any plan?
Man, Tom Holman's my favorite. I've said this once, I've said it again. Tom Holman is easily my favorite member of the Trump administration so far. He is just so freaking good. So freaking good. Has Caroline Leavitt done any?
Yes, of the system.
Do you think it's a good idea to get rid of the penny?
My understanding, I haven't researched it. My understanding is it costs 4 cents to make 1 cent.
2 cents, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like doesn't sound like a good deal to me. It sounds like something Washington would come up with. So I think we probably ought to get rid of it.
Senator, are you worried about the NIH cuts for research impacting state universities?
These cuts aren't permanent. You know that. What the administration has done is what any responsible administration should do. It's what any CEO of any company would do. If the CEO was just taking taking the company over, you freeze everything until you can have a chance to survey the landscape and analyze your spending and your profits and your losses if you're in the private sector. That's all President Trump's doing. Look, this rhetoric that
I don't like that answer, really. It's like, no, we do want cuts. I don't give a... No, I'm not worried about university getting spending cuts. No, I'm not. Why can't he just say that? Golly.
NIH grants are going to end and that the world is going to spin off its axis. That's all a bunch of nonsense. This is all coming... The people... This is about reducing spending and finding spending porn and stopping it. And predictably, some of my colleagues have sided with the bureaucrats and the spending porn over the American taxpayer. I saw them do the same thing in terms of immigration. The same group sided with illegal immigration over the rule of law. The same group supports Hamas over Israel. The same group
True.
Believes that cops are a bigger problem than criminals. They support criminals over cops. I mean, this is not unusual. I'm with the taxpayers. I'm delighted with what Mr. Musk and others have done and will.
Oh, blah blah blah. Man, that's kind of it for all of the new. I mean, there's a whole actually. Good night. These are all just from like the last 2 hours. Are you kidding me? Holy smokes, Dick Dirt. Oh, here's Pete Hegseth got some.
Mr. Secretary, are you planning to cut the number of American forces in Europe, shift to the Pacific, and focus on China?
There are no plans right now in the making to cut anything. There is a understanding that we're going to review force posture across the world, right? President Trump's planning assumptions are different in many ways, or at least strategic assumptions, than Joe Biden's were. We certainly don't want to plan on the back of the withdrawal from Afghanistan and what happened on October 7th and the war that was unleashed in Ukraine. You have to manage and mitigate those things by coming alongside your friends in Israel, ensuring their defense, and peacefully resolving the conflict in Ukraine. But those shouldn't define how we orient. And with hopefully a rapid peace deal in Ukraine, which the president is committed to delivering, we can then review force posture and encourage, as you're going to see tomorrow in Ukraine at the Ukraine Contact Group and the NATO Ministerial, we're going to have straight talk with our friends. This kind of urgency of this moment requires friends talking to friends about capabilities, about leadership, about stepping up, about burden sharing, and the incentives to say the European continent deserves to be free from any aggression, but it ought be those in the neighborhood investing the most in that collective, individual and collective defense. That's common sense, as the president talks a lot about. Common sense is you defend your neighborhood and the Americans will come alongside you in helping in that defense. If and when that happens, and I believe it will, because of President Trump, most NATO countries are already close to 2.
Fantastic work. Pete Hegseth killing it. Good to see. I love how on this channel, you can just kind of see like all the little like presser like clips from all the different like admin officials and everything else. Steve Scalise, viral moment, freshman Democrat accidentally says we have to fuck Trump. No. This is already awkward and nerded out. Nerd alert.
There is absolutely no way I can follow that mic drop. I am Maxine Dexter. I'm a doctor from Oregon and a proud former UFCW member where I got my start. I am proud to be part of this labor family and so grateful for the strong position you all are taking, holding the line, protecting working families. I've been told I have 30 seconds, so I am going to tell you that we do have to, I don't swear in public very long, we have to fuck Trump. Please don't tell my children that I just did that. And then we're going to pass, probably not, but I have got the Stop Musk Act, which is my first bill. I introduced it last week because we have to protect federal employees from retaliation for preventing, resisting, and circumventing Elon Musk's unlawful actions. So,
That is hilarious. Awkward, weird, creepy. Holy cow. Holy cow. All right. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Game time. What time is it? Game time. Good little 2 hour politics stream though. That was quite entertaining. Overall update on the Trump administration is A+, 100 out of 100, A+ grade for the Trump administration so far through February 11th, 2025. Right? Am I right or am I right? Oh, I have that game, Goku Gains. I have Contraband Police. I need one more win. I need one more CS win to get my rank. I'm one win away from getting my rank. I think I'm going to be like 5,000, 6,000, unfortunately. $1927 ethos. We have a president and one hell of a cabinet coming in. Yes. 100%. Let's roll. 100%. Oh. Random queue is tough, bro. Oh yeah, no, it's incredible that I'm queued up. Look at this. Yeah, I'm up in the 5,000s. It's incredible I'm getting this good of a rank. Solo queuing up like this. Random solo queue. Here I'm with the 4-stack at least. I'm with the 4-stack. One guy which is almost 10k. Playing against a 3-stack and a 2-stack. I don't know. I like the randomness of it, but Anubis, let's go. Anubis. I haven't played this in a while. Gotta get the dub. 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 Let's roll.
We will stop your little scout. Setting smoke screen. Throwing fire. Grenade. Throwing a flashbang. This is what we have been working for.
Sorry about that. He's got Tourette's.
Wow, guess. Wow. Okay, who just said that?
Hey.
Let's do this.
Oh,
We will dance on your grave.
We're gonna win. One temple, one temple. Temple there. Nice plan.
Oh, that's how you entry frag.
CT.
You will cry like babies before you die.
I would agree with that guess. I would agree with that guess. I would agree that the State Department cannot plead the fifth. Like, what the heck?
Current build difference are geared on my level. I am ready to battle or battle hard.
Tell you what, man. I tell you what. Wow, guess. That's nuts, man. That is nuts.
All right, he's dead. I cannot smoke heaven. You give me a sec.
Smoking.
All right, I'm gonna smoke heaven. Just wait for it to bloom. All right, let's go.
Temple again going the camera. Yes, we did.
Oh, one heaven.
And one heaven.
And then one. Watch camera.
Wow.
Nice job.
Wow.
Perfect.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You will all die.
I agree, PM. Yeah, if they're stealing, and we've got quite the scandal going on in Montana right now.
This is easy. We kill them, and then we go home.
Guy Wilson, welcome.
Extra smoke for you.
Throwing fire. Smoke down. Smoke.
Yeah, we are rotating. Oh my.
Wow, dude, the freaking Negev.
Yes, yes, yes. You think you can kill us? I fear no man. We are the best. Let's go, my brother. Fear us.
That guy, that ace came from mid.
Throwing smoke. Flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade. I'm throwing a grenade. Throwing fire.
One temple, let's go dark. Go Power Rangers, one temple. One left land.
Boom, and that's how you play bomb.
Temple is full clear. Probably saving if I was him. Yeah, he's saving DAK because DAK is no longer on mid.
Terrorists win. Perfect. Yes. I fear no man. We are the best. We will dance on your graves. Fear us.
one pillar.
Molotov out.
One close left. As you get out. He's tagged.
Let's wait until 20 seconds and then push in.
All right.
Yellow will probably flash you out before you move in. One dark, one was close left. I don't know if he's still there or if he walked away. One of them stacked for about 30.
Alright, guys, walk towards me. Walk towards me. Stack up. Stack up.
All right, I'll flash out. Flashing in. No.
Go, go, go. Nice. Go, go, power.
One temple.
One CT.
Oh!
I don't know if I have this.
At least you got that, money, baby.
Thanks, man.
Counter-terrorists win.
Let's do a 5-man A push. 5-man hard A. 5-man hard A. We haven't done it.
Alright. Alright, I'll smoke up mid so
I
they
love
don't
a good
fucking-
hard A.
I'm just hard normally, you know.
I can smoke heaven. Best way to set. I prefer hard B. Alright, smoking heaven.
One's heaven right now. I saw him go up.
Oh, nice hard plant. Hard plant. Nice hard plant. Oh, what? Oh, dude, that Sandman guy has 9 kills. He's top fragging. No way, dude.
Nice job, man.
Wow. Well played. Well played.
Thank you.
Dude, that was the hard play. That was a hard A push. That was a hard push.
Well, yeah.
You're absolutely right. I'm very hard right now. Can I fuck you? And fuck you and down you? Please, daddy?
You are stupid to think we cannot be killed. Run, little girls, run!
Zacchaeus, what up?
I throw the flashback. Molotov. Smoke out. Grenade out. Smoke down.
Out. Which one's bloomed? Like, was it CT?
One tag, close right.
Oh, CT. Okay, good.
Tag, close right.
One dark. One
ninja.
One dark.
And one simple. Careful of temple.
Oh, fuck. I got flashed. Nice, right?
Oh, dude. I thought I had that.
Should we do that hard A again?
Yeah. But we need 5-man. But we need 5. We need all 5 together hard.
I'll go I'll go. I'll even double flash sight. Right as you guys are pushing, I'll double flash it and come last.
I'll smoke it again.
Watch out for pushers. Flashing. Flashing again. Camera.
That was wild, bro. That was wild.
I don't know how I get up there, but
All right, now we go back to the well on B. Let's send one.
B, lose around, and then we'll go back to A again.
Do we want to send one person A to fake?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Alright, extra smoke below you. I've got a nade for their smoke. So, I'm about to nade the smoke. Guys, get ready to get some picks.
Oops.
Fire in the hole.
One dark pushing out. One dark SMP.
Come on, bro. He's got to hit those shoddy shots.
That works.
Counter-terrorists win.
Let's do that A thing again. Oh, we're broke. We should save.
Talk
Wanna rush
about
mid?
yourself.
Wanna nade mid? Bitch, I got more money than you.
There's always one guy that fucking peeks mid. I'm gonna smoke it, and you guys just nade stack it.
Alright. Grenade mid-script.
Grenade.
He's over there on the right side. He's tagged.
Watch behind B main. There's one mid. He's ding. He's ding.
They're pushing up mid. Drop down to dark and one still. Nice, one down dark. Right under bridge, right under bridge.
Going A, going A, going A.
Go, Power Rangers. One's gonna be water for sure, one might be fucking heaven. No. Plan for fucking heaven. And watch out, May. One camera.
Blue's watching each.
Two camera. Go one on heaven. Up.
One is out.
Nice. I don't know if he's got enough time. Probably.
No, it's gonna be
he's got
close.
a kid.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, baby.
Terrorists win.
Nice job.
Yo, the 3K and the plant.
Yeah, baby. You my MVP.
Are you a radio host by any chance?
Oh, yeah, I am, actually. That's funny you say that.
No way. Are you really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Just a guest host, like a guest host, but.
Yep, definitely have the voice.
Do you know who actually has the voice for it? Mike. Mike should be an announcer, man.
I love it when people say that. I love it. People say that to me all the time. It's funny.
Oh, I got fucking sticky right again.
Let's rotate, rotate A, rotate A. Let's go the long way.
One pushed out. One pushed out.
I'll smoke site. You plant and
They're all
smoke.
pushing out of B. Three of them pushed out B. There's only one on an A at most. Which also means watch out for camera and watch out for A main.
Bomb has been planted. Smoke down.
Camera and A main couple.
What is camera?
They're on site there.
They're confusing now. Nice try. You did. Nah.
Damn, I lit an 89 in 3.
Trump is about to greet U.S. hostages that he arranged release. Is he really? is that going to be live? Wow, I should be watching that. PM. Trump's already had like 2 press conferences today, and it's now 9 o'clock on the East Coast, and he's still doing stuff. Wow.
Since you have a full built
Incredible.
Wait for their smoke to fade and then throw the execute B.
Yeah, sure.
They might push out, but just get ready for them to push out.
Throw the sky.
Here, I'll give you extra smoke here.
Smoke.
One guy's tagged first a little bit.
Throwing fire.
I'm fucking full flash. One coming behind you.
Follow me, follow me. Hey.
Nice.
Never mind, go B, go B.
Nice.
No kidding, PM. No joke, PM.
Remove any doubts in your head. It's us or them. You're a champion.
This could be it, boys. This could be it.
Ooh.
Okay, now let's go.
Right on.
Laying down the smoke.
Hey, I hear
Yep, hey.
Coming. Bombs there. 2 left.
One. Last guy was on mid. He might go fucking camera. Yeah.
My bad.
Bro.
I thought you were shooting a hole.
Counter-terrorists win. No, governor, you're right on. One is clear. There you go. Oh, it's a piece of cake, so it is. stuck right into them. There's no stopping us.
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna smoke B. We'll hold the second one.
Smoking. Deploying flashbang.
Mid sounds pretty busy. They might go camera here.
Dark. Too dark. 3 dark.
Throwing a grenade.
Bro, what is camera, by the way? What is camera?
Hey, B.
Right above you.
Couple dudes are tagged. They're planting. 2 of them, 8 and 8 to the face.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, camera. See?
Oh, that?
It's that hall. Yeah, going down to A. Yep, the little stairs.
Throwing fire.
Two of them are tagged. Nice.
Terrorists win.
Why, dude? Why? Oh!
Yeah. That guy was lit.
Yeah, I gotta save.
Here, let's 5-man rush A main, 5-man rush A main. Or no, B main, 5-man rush B main.
Okay.
Like men.
Come on, let's go.
I'll toss the decoy as a fake flash.
As long as you tell me what song's coming on after the commercial break.
Be main.
Grenade out. Terrorists win.
Yeah.
Right, 1927. Wasn't that incredible? It was a pretty incredible press conference, you gotta say. You gotta say.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's a no. That's a negative. That's a negative. Smoke shield.
Mid going dark. Multiple going dark.
Oh yeah.
Deploying flashbang.
Nice. Nice job. Dark again.
Incendiary out.
Dark tag.
2 left.
1 dark, 1 probably main, I don't know. But even dark is flash party. Watch out for me. I don't even know.
I'm watching dark. So just watch me, man.
I got it.
Oh, we do have bomb down by B main.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. They're gonna come in dark or
Temple and dark. Temple. Alright, play for time. Yes, 20 seconds. And we still have American here.
Oh my god.
Right by where I died to the left. Oh, there's one. Yeah, nice. Perfect.
We're getting stuck right.
Oh, Prola, you missed it by like a second. Oh, Prola, you missed it by like a second. Oh no.
We took the piss out of them.
Elon's son was hilarious. Yeah, he was.
Move. Good stuff. Nice.
Deploying smoke shield.
Laying down smoke.
One T stairs.
Throwing a grenade.
Multiple outside of A.
Yeah.
Throwing
Water.
flashbang. Right on.
I'm gonna rotate.
I'm going back
gotten off
to
these
back of A.
days.
I'm just gonna hold A from sight. I'm gonna wait for them to push me and then fucking rush out.
You're right on. You're right on.
Throwing incendiary.
So exciting game, so exciting. Sometimes I wonder like about this, like with Arma, it's like so different. There's none of this like just dead time.
He's out there, yeah. Top down.
Hey mate, they're coming out. Bomb down A, bomb down A. All three are A. Op is stacked about 70 damage. Op is on A main, once by waterfall, and third unknown. Right above you. Rampa.
Dang, my bad. We want to save one or no or force up? We can force up. No, we can force up.
Up to you. Forcing up.
Let's force up. I like the swag 7.
Affirmative.
Okay.
Roger.
Hopefully Goku gains. We gotta pull this. We still gotta pull this off.
There's a couple, not more, but
Roger that.
they're coming mid.
Roger that.
2 tagged. 3 tagged. There's a lot, man.
They're by camera.
Yeah.
They're on camera. They're going A. One has up, one has AK. 2 others unknown, honestly. Last guy on site. Nice. Defuse.
Alright. You got a kill? Perfect.
Yep.
Bro, what's up, baby?
Nobody wants
Oh yes, we gon' fight. Believe we gon' fight.
Here's an AK for that. Do you want to perfect?
Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter now, cause I got you.
Come on, let's get this started. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Throwing smoke. Grenade out.
Wow, PM. Wow.
1 minute.
Hey.
Good nade.
I hear multiple outside A.
Laying down smoke.
1 towards B main from mid.
1 T stairs.
Just gonna stand on waterfall and listen.
1 outside B main.
Roger.
Just 1.
Throwing smoke.
Hold sight. That guy might be a decoy.
1 was.
Nice.
Thank you.
Right into them. Incendiary. Grenade out.
Bomb A.
Rotating. 2 left.
Bomb lit 90. Bomb lit 90. He's on waterfall. Toss a nade in there. He did.
Incendiary out.
He went back down A. You hear him on A. Mate. They have B probably. He's in dark. He's in dark. Yeah. The other guy's on B somewhere. They're going straight for plant because no time. One. Last guy, Temple. Temple. Never mind. He's mid-sized by
here,
Ninja. Nice.
Good,
Defuse,
nice.
defuse.
I'm defusing the bomb. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. We took the piss out of them. Affirmative. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Sorry
I'll
about our
take that
friend.
flash.
He has AIDS.
Nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Cause I got you, babe.
Oh, he's going out like Freddy.
Do you think I'm pretty, sir? Do you think I'm beautiful? Oh my god, do you think I am pretty? I lick your toe because you think I'm pretty. Oh my god.
Right on. We're in the clear, lads. We're really laying it out. Throwing smoke. Grenade out.
Alright, perfect.
I bet they 5-man A push. That's what they've been doing every round, Goku games.
Yeah, that'd be me.
One dark, one dark. One dark for sure.
Throwing fire.
Right there.
No stopping us.
Oh! They got me.
One is B made.
One in dark. That's B.
Thank
That's
you.
B.
Flashing sight.
Deploying flashbang.
Got
Laying down
bumped down me.
smoke.
One in south side beam.
No, he's not. He's somewhere else.
Oh. Okay, he might be by dark. To your right. Purple. Yeah.
Yeah. He's right there. Nice. Good shit, sir. Good shit. You are been different. You are in.
There you go. Nice.
Man, my neck is killing me. I slept on my neck wrong or something, and it's freaking killing me.
All right, all right. We took the piss out of them. Oh, it's a piece of cake, so it is. Move it, son. Now, you're right on. You're right on. Grenade. Incendiary out.
Alright, nading.
Two mid, one T-stairs. Mid right side.
This guy's pretty good at callouts, so you got to give him credit.
They're going dark, dark. One mid.
No way.
Two mid. Two mid, one dark.
One's got an op now. Be careful.
They're going temple, one going A main. Temple, temple, temple. One dark.
Throwing a grenade.
They might have rotated fucking A main. For camera. Yeah, buddy in dark is going away.
2v3.
Temple, one temple.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, they're planning it. Have you seen any of the priest attacks happening? No, I haven't. That's horrible, Prolaw. What's that?
To your right. No, he's not there. I just need to get one more, so.
Why you mad, bro?
All right, we end this now.
Why you mad? Yo, let's end it. Let's end it.
Yes. Let's end it all.
5 minute, 5 minute rush.
Would you be touch
Many
tips
men.
first, or
Many men.
are we rushing? Okay, no, that's a no.
Sneaky beaky like.
No, I keep mixing up A and B.
Deploying flashbang.
Be clear, be clear, be clear, be clear.
Throwing fire.
All right. What's A? What's he?
Roger.
Yeah, they're A main.
Incendiary. Throwing a
Top
grenade.
side.
There it is. My information won the round. My information won the round. When I called it be clear, we need to focus.
Let's go.
Job well done.
Oh, riding fence. So this Senator Jason Ellsworth riding fence out of Hamilton basically gave his buddy like an illegal $170,000 state contract for like a bogus like contract, fraudulent sort of contract for his buddy, state contract for 170 grand.
Father David Gaines assaulted in the middle of service Tuesday night.
All right, just calm down.
People rushing to help the priest.
Father was able to kind of deflect the blows, but it was certainly very, it was a scary moment.
Whoa, that's terrible. No,
A brazen attack inside a church. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A Winnipeg priest narrowly escaped an attempted stabbing.
Whoa, no, Prolaw, this is
Hi.
terrible.
Welcome to our Channel G News. Today's breaking news is: on Friday, February 7th, a disturbing act of vandalism took place inside St. Peter's Basilica in Rome.
Wow. It sounds demonic. Absolutely demonic. Should be able to polish off this pretty quickly here. We'll see. I'm just gonna run around capping people. Watch this. Legends Reign, what's up? Yeah, riding fence. Ask your sister and mother about Jason Ellsworth and his contract. I'm sure they know all about it. Oh, dude, yeah, Legends Reign. Are the official servers still working, or are they working yet? Rather. Last night, a group of FIA villagers occupied the village of Banana. They drove out all civilians from their homes and then plundered all their supplies. According to the latest info, several insurgents are still in the village and they're about to retreat to the woods early in the morning. We need to quicker and stop them before they reorganize and we lose them in the dark woods. None of them must escape. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go.
Soldier, 100 meters. Target down. 18, 75 meters.
Message for Hotheads. Move. Report back after completing the task. Out. This is Hotheads. Roger that. Moving to the village. Out.
Engage at will.
Infantry. 100 meters.
Rifleman, 100 meters. Front. Target down. Target down. On the move.
Didn't realize I was on full auto there.
Rifleman, 75 meters. Front. Target down. Contact. Rifleman.
Dude,
Contact. Rifleman. Okay, let's go.
I'm covering. Go.
I'll take this guy's, What's that thing?
Contact, man.
Light anti-tank. There we go. Okay, let's go. Where's the truck at?
Cover me.
Machine gun, 100 meters front.
Is this what I'm supposed to destroy?
Contact,
Foot mobiles. 100 meters front.
Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of, I might try a different DLC. I'm not sure what other... Let's see. So... Expeditionary Forces, I did. I beat that. Reaction Forces is the helicopter one. I'm playing that. That's fun as hell. Spearhead 1944. I have not played this. I don't think I have played Spearhead 1944. Sounds sweet though. Nice, PM. Keep the updates coming.
On the 6th of June, 1944, Allied forces landed on the shores of Normandy. Operation Overlord was the first step in liberating Western Europe. After securing the beaches, the primary mission was to establish a bridgehead between U.S., British, and Canadian units. The U.S. First Army reached its main objective, the port of Cherbourg, by June 29th. British and Canadian forces moved east towards Caen, but faced strong German resistance, which slowed down their progress considerably. With Canadian and British units around Caen having drawn all enemy attention, as well as the majority of German armored forces during Operation Goodwood, the Allied command's plan of taking advantage of the situation played out as intended. The U.S. First Army was ordered to advance south and secure St. Lo. Though largely destroyed by bombing, the city was finally liberated on July 20th. With the intention to push further south, Allied Command developed a plan dubbed Operation Cobra. Following massive aerial bombardment of enemy defensive positions, the main task for the infantry divisions was to break through German defenses, allowing the armored divisions to penetrate further and complete their objectives. The 1st and 9th Infantry Divisions were tasked with taking the town of Marenay. Doing so would free up the 3rd Armored Division to proceed further in the directions of Coutances and Cerisy-la-Salle. The 2nd Armored Division, supported by the 4th and 30th Infantry Divisions, was to press on towards Saint-Denis-le-Gast, Percy, and Tessy-sur-Vire. The 4th and 6th Armored Divisions would support the entire operation from the Perrier and Lassay regions in the north. The principal objectives of Operation Cobra were to break out from German defenses and, if successful, push on south to the area around the town of Avranches. Accomplishing these hugely important goals would open the door for the Allies to continue into Brittany and, eventually, deeper into the European continent. Each hour of the operation was set at 1300 on July 24th, 1944. D-Day, plus 49. Normandy's difficult bocage landscape, the Panzer-Lehr Division, and other German veterans hardened from the Eastern Front had forced the Allied advance into a virtual standstill. But on this day, July 25th, 1944, Operation Cobra was finally put into action. The desperate plan of breaking through German lines south of Saint-Lô began by sending in hundreds of heavy bombers, dropping an unprecedented amount of ordnance. This initial effort had some tragic results, however. Poor communications, compounded by bad visibility, resulted in a huge number of American-friendly fire casualties, including the loss of the highest-ranking U.S. general ever in the European theater.
Wow.
Shaken but determined, on July 26th, various infantry divisions broke through the front lines, allowing the 3rd Armored Division to push on towards Marigny and the 2nd Armored to attack Saint-Gilles.
All right, listen up. Most of you know the drill, but for those who don't know me, my name is Colonel Oliver Setmeyer. I'm your commanding officer in this overgrown hedgerow from hell. If you follow my orders to the letter, you might just live to fight another day. Now let's get down to business. Operation Cobra is on, and our first objective is to free the town of St. Gilles from the Germans. This morning, our air raids hit numerous targets around the town. We can confirm the Germans saw moderate losses. However, the German-held strongpoints in the northwest and northeast are still very much intact. The bastards took a licking from our bombers, but they haven't thrown up their hands just yet. And now they've brought in anti-air and mortars that are threatening to cause a major snafu. Abel, Easy, and Charlie, our armored infantry, will lead the main assault on the town from the north. This combined force can approach the town by the western or eastern road. The roads around the flanks of St. Gilles are littered with enemy mines. Baker, our support squad with the combat engineers, will clear out those mines in order for mechanized reinforcements to move in either from the west or from the east. Dog, our recon element, will flank the enemy to neutralize their AT emplacements. Then, locate the AA and the mortar threatening the main assault and take them out. Dog can flank alongside either the western or eastern road. Fox, our tank hunter element, will lend additional AT support to the offensive. They can fall in with Abel, Easy, and Charlie and follow the main assault, or fall in with Dog and hit the flanks. You are assigned to Abel. Choose your starting location. Abel, Easy, and Charlie will neutralize the enemy's western road strongpoint, and then push down the road to reach St. Gilles. Baker will clear the minefields on the road for the mechanized units to move into the city from the east. Dog will hit the east flank along the main road and take out the AT guns, hunting down and silencing the enemy AA and mortar, and then providing TAC for close air support. Fox will fall in with the main offensive, hunting for enemy AT and armored threats along the main road on the way to St. Gilles. To successfully take the town, we need to achieve 3 main goals. First, we need to capture the crossroads at the town center. This will clear the way for more reinforcements. Second, we'll have to clear the German outpost at a farmstead located just east of the main crossroad. And finally, we need to neutralize any German armor that evaded our airstrikes. We assume at least one tank is heavily damaged and hiding somewhere southwest of the town. So I say again, people, St. Gilles is our objective. The Flyboys opened it up. Now it's time for us to punch on through. If we succeed, we'll have the entire First Army at our backs. If we fail, we risk being overpowered and pushed back into the sea. Now let's head out and get the job done, fellas. Dismissed.
up whenever you hear my voice. Welcome to Normandy. Grab your mask, get your bearings. Make sure you've got
Oh my gosh, I got a lot to. All right, guys, I'm wiped out. 3 hours. Holy cow, made it 3 hours. Thanks for being here, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.